about Kirk Cousins.
NFL top 100.
And what I appreciate about Kirk Cousins, and maybe has less to do about football, is that he knows who he is. When I hear him talk, when I watch his body language,
Let's go. Why are you walking? Why are you walking?
You can tell he's very confident in who he is as a person, as a human being on this earth.
Love you guys, man. Let's do this.
On January 31st,
What, Eddie? What's up?
Kirk Cousins was blindsided. The Redskins traded for Alex Smith. Cousins was no longer in Washington's future. Top 100 interviewed Von Miller later that day.
Kirk Cousins coming to dinner. That was my immediate thoughts. But, the NFL is just a weird place.
In the NFL, sometimes you just can't see what's coming.
Yo, what's up? NFL top 100 right here. He's doing some stuff. So far, I disagree with Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson should be much higher on the list. Dude's a beast. I mean, he's the best offensive lineman for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that O-line really, really helped the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. Self-evident. You see that fine?
Getting out of traffic before the 49ers game. Gets the first down and runs over a safety.
Gotta hit the brightness on this TV. It's crap.
He really wants that first down, and then he put his bite on the line for it. We played the Seattle Seahawks. Kirk Cousins was everything.
Perhaps his finest performance of 2017 was against the Seahawks in Seattle.
So,
Ball, would you still off?
good. Yeah, I'm live streaming right now.
What are you doing with this?
No, just to raise it up a little bit because the brightness is terrible on this thing. So.
The most challenging football game I may have ever
Oh,
played.
you're live streaming?
Yeah, I told you.
Oh, my bad. Yo, this kid's a goon.
I am a beast.
He slays the game.
You know what's
in
funny?
college.
Once you came in, there's like a person left, so tells you your effect. Oh, well, that's
I'm
your
just
fault.
fucking with you, Matt. I love you. I love this kid, Matthew, guys.
Yeah.
He's a good kid. He's
No
gonna
one
be
understands.
successful in life.
Yo, get your stuff out of here. You made me lose a viewer. Get out of here.
I need your work, though.
No, get out of here. Do work somewhere else.
Dickhead, how long is this going to go on for?
Oh, I'll tell you.
Dick.
I'm a dick. You're the dick here.
Dude, I was fucking with you. Calm down.
Yeah. So let me know that you guys are in here. Kirk Cousins on this list. It's a pretty good one right there. I mean, they didn't really win that much. So.
He's a fantastic football player and definitely deserves to be in the top 100.
So sweaty right now. Quality's so crap right now on my TV.
Quarterbacks still a countdown best 16 slots on the top 100. Great job! Such recognition is the upside of being a big star. The downside?
I'm going to find out.
And the game's biggest man. One of those heavy hitters is the next player on the list. Stay tuned for number 93 next.
Tomorrow at 7, live on NFL Network. NFL Fantasy Live. Our experts break down the class of 2018 and tell you which rookies are destined to be breakout stars. Kick and play, and he does not let you down. NFL Fantasy Live Draft Fallout. Tomorrow at 8, only on NFL Network.
NFL Top 100.
You're so fine.
I am the new Summer Rules Blizzard menu only at DQ. I am 5 delicious flavors, like the s'mores blizzard that laughs in the face of bedtime, and summer berry cheesecake that inspires you to cut those jeans into jorts. Because I'm not fast food, I am fan food. I'm sorry to bother you, but my car broke down, and I'd really appreciate a ride to the stadium. Yes, but no, I have to stay here and wait for the package. I thought anybody who rooted for me would have FedEx delivery manager. That way you can sign for your packages remotely and even customize your delivery time. Excuse me, sir. Could you take me to the stadium? Sure, not bad. Thank you. Hope you like jazz fusion. What up, what? Sorry. Customize your deliveries with FedEx Delivery Manager. Give us the work no one else wants to do. We don't go against the grain. We grow it. Give us the frontiers.
Very interesting. NFL Top 100 so far. Clinton-Dix number 100 on the list. It's a very respectful rating.
This life, no one's born ready for it.
NFL Top 100 here, and so far, having Clinton-Dix at number 100 is a fair rating right there. I mean, he dropped 23 spots, which is fairly respectable. He wasn't that impactful on the Packers' defense as they wanted to. Still a good player, but not as impactful as they wanted to. Their defense still kind of struggles right there. But overall, he's still a decent player. And Lane Johnson, way too low on the list. He should be way higher. He's so much more important to the Philadelphia Eagles. So good. Such a good pass blocker. Best pass blocking right tackle in the NFL. And the guy is freaking beast. So
someday the air in there might also.
It's just so disrespectful. What do you guys think of it so far? McDaniels is a pretty funny guy.
Making a big wheel in America's Dairyland.
Don't call me fat. That hurts my feelings.
This year, Daniel's play has made him number 93 on the top 100.
He's very mean. And he's angry.
Mean, nasty.
Mike Daniels, I feel like, always makes the list just because of his
Speaking in third
personality.
person, if you guys can't tell.
Definitely a big dude right there. Tackle. Yeah. Definitely a
I
quality
did see a play
player.
in Tampa Bay where he got his ankles broke.
There's definitely a physical presence right there.
Yes.
Packers
I got
D
my
definitely
ankles
needs to
broke.
kind of
It
step
happens.
its game up
It
next
happens.
year.
There's nothing I can do
I mean,
about it. That was Rodgers, man. That dude can move. I hope you're rolling the clip right now as I'm talking. Just watch. I slow it down. I got my ankles broke.
My ankles are still out there. He broke the hell out of them.
Yeah.
They got AI and the damn.
Who's the funniest guy in the top 100? I like Mike Daniels, but before Mike Daniels, I was more of an Ike Taylor kind of guy.
I didn't like Mike at first. He likes to in practice, especially being a rookie. You're walking back to the huddle, he'll give you a little chip. And,
He's been on the list for a couple of times now.
Stop talking about.
He do it in games
Energetic,
too.
kind of like a Vince Wilfork almost. One compared to that, in the sense of his personality, the both defensive tackles. A little bit of a different system, sort of.
I should have been born
How they're
15
kind of
years
running
older when
things.
you're
Like
still
if they're
young.
running a nickel
I ain't
package,
talking about the face.
they're probably going to put him at like the
I'm
DX
gonna do
spot.
some extra squats, few extra reps on bench press.
I'm coming at you. Yeah.
Mike is just a bull in a China shop.
He's a monster out there. Really good run stopper, so he's not exactly the most like, he's not like a Ndamukong Suh. He's going to rush the passer, but he's, well, not saying he can't, but he's much more of a run stopper. One of the best run stoppers in the game.
Just switches guys around. Effort sack. Just outworking his opponent.
Mike Daniels put up his best work against the Seahawks in Week 1.
Also the best game of the season. Oh, that's some of an O technique. It is Seattle's O-line, so it's not that impressive.
He is wreaking havoc in the middle of the field.
Do you guys hear okay?
Snap to Wilson. Wilson under pressure from Daniels.
Yeah, I mean, his best performance was against a really bad offensive line. So I'm almost like,
takes himself too seriously.
he's not a huge Mike Daniels guy, but he's a solid player, bro. Solid player. Deserves his ranking and all that. Just a run stopper, so most people care about pass rush defensive tackle
One of my
position.
favorite plays was probably when I tackled Eddie in the backfield. And I did my good old Dragon Ball Z move. I did the Kamehameha. And now all of a sudden, Juju's doing the end zone, everybody getting Dragon Ball cleats. I'm like, okay, hey. Let's not forget the OG of this thing.
Yeah, he is a I've heard Dragon Ball Z back in the day. OG right there.
After 6 seasons with the Packers, Mike Daniels has seen his share of Green Bay Blizzards. His older brother Sean, he actually was a Green Bay Blizzard when he played for the Arena League 2 team of that name in 2016.
He was undrafted.
Since then, the younger Daniels has won 2 Arena Bowl rings with the Philadelphia Soul. Just down the Jersey Turnpike in the home field of the number 92 player on this year's list.
The NFL. I'm not sure about them this year.
Find out next.
If it's McCown, that would be interesting. 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, not bad. But what do you guys think so far? NFL Top 100. Leave your comments down below.
Largest, most reliable 4G LTE network. Plus, right now you can get a great deal.
I already did. It's talking about the card.
Yeah, I know that.
Wow. Still don't love it.
Mom deserves the best, so get up to 50% off the latest iPhone on us. Unlimited is only as good as the network it's on.
You guys are very quiet right now. I'll say something in the group chat.
Wake up on my husband's Kona.
Hi. How's that sound?
Introducing
There's my hair right there.
You should see the moon tonight.
Serious?
The first ever Hyundai Kona with Blue Light. Life on Earth just got a little more intelligent.
Guys, I really love what you've done with the place.
Thanks. Yeah, still needs a little bit of work. You guys don't happen to know a good handyman, do you? Well, you might know someone outstanding. Could you possibly get a background check on them?
Just to be safe. Also, get a bunch of quotes, check all the reviews, and not just for the best price for the job.
And book an appointment for, say, next Tuesday at 9?
10's better, babe.
Perfect. Who wants a burger? You can't expect your neighbors to do everything home advisor
Go.
can. So to find an
Come on, guys. I want to hear you guys talk. Give me some material right here. Yeah, that's right. 2. Yeah, but NFL Top 100 so far. Mike Daniels being ranked right here. No really surprise. He usually gets ranked in the bottom 20. No disrespect there, but bottom 20 right there. But Lane Johnson, who should have been on the list last year, he's disrespected again, and he's in the 90s, and he should be way higher. I mean, I'm fine with Kirk Cousins and Clinton-Dix at their spots, but Lane Johnson, best pass blocking right tackle in the NFL. So important to Carson Wentz. So I just don't understand why he's so lowly ranked on this list.
Voice reads the book to you.
So then,
You'll give me some material, guys.
Listen to the letters, gospels, psalms, and more.
I can do all things through Christ.
Own your wonderful
Start off with something simple.
$39.99 comes with a charging cable and built-in earphone jack. Free. Wonder Bible features 10 free preloaded meditation music tracks. There's more. For our best offer yet, you can double your offer. Just pay a separate fee. We'll
What's
even
up?
ship it to you free. 100% risk-free, 30-day money-back guarantee. Order now.
Who I think is number one. Usually, who gets number one is usually the MVP, and I think it's going to be Brady again. Maybe Carson Wentz, but I kind of doubt it just because his season ended early and he didn't get the MVP award. If he continued, he would have won it. But
you say pajama?
I have to say that.
You wearing pajamas out here?
Yeah, they just wouldn't. Maybe if he stayed healthy, though, they would have done him.
We got Obama.
I say, oh, Bama.
Roll Tide, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
In the last 9 football seasons, the Alabama Crimson Tide have won the national championship 5 times.
That's ridiculous. Alabama's too good at times.
But their dominance does not extend to this year's top 100, where Alabama has 5 players. That's only good enough for a 3-way tie in the SEC. With
Alabama only has 5 players. Well, Ohio State won that one. But there's a lot more Ohio State people out there.
Of course, the player's college has no impact on his top 100 ranking.
Yeah, it probably is going to be Tom. Sure. I have to say Landon Collins is a beast.
You ever forgive him for picking Alabama over LSU?
Nah, it's all good.
I love
Brian Dawkins.
Landon Collins. Landon Collins is a freaking beast, okay? This guy's one of the most underrated players in the NFL. Him and Malcolm Jacobs, 2 safeties right there. So important. He's such a great playmaker. He was higher than Cam Chancellor last year, which was well deserved, I thought. And Cam Chancellor might be the more flashier name, but Landon Collins, though, he's much more well-rounded of a safety than him. He's a much better coverage safety than Cam Chancellor. Cam Chancellor's not that great. Unfortunately for the Giants, they weren't that good this year, so this ranking kind of makes sense.
I usually watch a lot of safeties.
Yeah, it's a huge drop right here. I'm not a big fan of the drop right here.
From New Jersey, just watching him play, I thought his focus was like locked in.
Pass intercepted.
All right, that's right. Their first win of the year came against the Broncos. That was pretty funny.
Man, what you do? Come out here, block me again.
It's just, it was a rough season. Like, I'm not sure, but basically, I had my before the season started, before the 2017 season, I had the Giants going to the Super Bowl. So my prediction was really, really bad, and I thought they were going to be good this year, like really good, like 12-4, 11-5, but no, they just weren't. Just completely fell apart.
Man.
Completely.
You gotta watch out because he'll sneak up on you.
Yeah.
He'll get you.
Yeah, he's punishing too.
I was definitely alert. My attention.
I just don't like how Cam Chancellor always gets higher than this guy. I just don't think it's fair. I clearly do not think it's fair.
Anytime you have a player like that, on your team, what kind of gives you the extra coverage you may need.
Yeah, so much more. And all of that. So much more.
Dang, you're annoying, baby. We'll see you again soon, huh? Stay safe. You're freaking all over the field, bro. I thought you was like, I could use it. I know, you do a good job. But y'all are only 3, but y'all are a great team. Stay together. Your defense.
Carlos Hyde's interesting. I like his style. The only issue about Hyde is he just can't stay healthy, and he's a power back. I mean, you're going to get contact when you're a power back. If he was more of like a scat back, I would kind of understand that. But the fact is, his injuries for that power back position he just doesn't really get to play that much. And games played is such a underrated stat.
Hitting that freaking scene.
Danger!
Among Collins' other football idols was the former Redskin, whose costume character creations deserve their own countdown.
Sean Taylor.
Jerome from Southeast DC. Coach Shanky Spanky Railroad don't change.
This is Sean Taylor, I believe. I believe his house, Sean Taylor.
As memorably as Clinton-Dix. Coming up at number
now that's a secret right there. I keep that a secret.
Not only dreamed of the spotlight.
I'm from the area, but I do keep it a secret just because people like to comment saying that I have biases. And everyone does, but I'm not too asinine. Like, I criticize my team plenty of times, so I just try to not do it. I'll tell you some of my favorite players, though. So I'll name a favorite player from every single team. So start off, I think, with the Cardinals, I like Larry Fitzgerald. With the Seahawks, it used to be Sherman, but Baldwin. And then with the 49ers, definitely love Sherman. And then with the Rams,
Thanks so much for having us over.
I think I gotta go with on the Rams. I definitely like Aqib Talib. I think he's a beast. So that's the NFC West right there. NFC North. I think my favorite Packer, I would have to say, is I like that Martinez guy, middle linebacker on them. He actually led their league in tackles, not Clay Matthews. And then I would say on the Bears, I do like Jordan Howard. When it comes to the Lions, I love Darius Slay. And then when it comes to the Vikings, I think I'm gonna go with Minnesota. What will be a player on there that I definitely like? I'm blanking on. Oh, Xavier Rhodes. I love Xavier Rhodes. When it comes to the NFC South, yeah, Xavier Rhodes is a beast. I definitely do like Rhodes a lot. One of the most best press corners in the NFL. Does really good against some of the really good competition. Really shows up right there. NFC South. All right. On the Buccaneers, I would say I like Gerald McCoy as a pass rusher. Oh yeah, no problem. For the Saints, I like Cameron Jordan. The dude is a beast in the 8 technique, which is the hardest position to get a sack right there. Then for the Falcons, I have to say I definitely do like Robert Alford, the guy who got the pick 6 in the Super Bowl. And for the Panthers, I kind of like. I think he's a decent guy. Good, and he's also a good player too. It's important. And then the NFC East. So on the Eagles, I'm going to have to go with Malcolm Jenkins. He's my boy right there. New York Giants, Landon Collins, as you said, he's one of my boys too. One of the two most underrated players in the NFL, or definitely up there. On the Redskins, I definitely like. I think it's DJ Swearinger. I think he's still on their team. I definitely do like Swearinger. And then for the Cowboys, I have to say for the Cowboys, I definitely like Jason Witten's kind of gone, so I'm kind of in an interesting spot. And I used to be a Des Bryant guy. I still think he can play, but obviously I don't think there's really a big market for him. But if I have to say a Cowboy, I definitely do like Tyrone Smith as a left tackle. Offensive linemen don't go there. Sean Lee's good too. Sean Lee, he's a good player. He's very important to them too. It's probably a good thing that they got a second middle linebacker right there, just in case if Sean Lee gets injured. Like getting that linebacker right there is actually huge for them because if he can play well and he's big and fast too, just comes from a small school. You get that pillar role right there where you get that depth. And whenever Sean Lee's on the field, they're so much better than the Cowboys are. So if I had to pick a line, Tyrone Smith, I definitely do like the offensive line. So I'm done with the NFC. Let's go to the AFC. AFC West. Yeah, Jalen Smith is interesting. I think he's good. He was definitely a really good college player. But when it comes to the AFC West, when it comes to the Raiders, I love Derek Carr. Ever since his rookie season, I thought the guy was going to be good. I really like his performance that year. Very underrated. 23 touchdowns, 17 interceptions with his best target or best offensive player being a fullback. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That's great right there. Then when it comes to the Broncos, I have to say I definitely like. I think a good Bronco would be. I'm blanking on his name right now. He's on the defense. I definitely have to say I do like Von Miller. He's funny. I think he's one of the more underrated funny guys in the league. Even though you always see him on the You always see him on the Old Spice commercials. Emmanuel Sanders is nice. He has good attitude right there. I was almost gonna say Sanders, but not just like I have to say I like Von Miller a little bit more. Then when it comes to the Chargers, I definitely like Bosa. Bosa's really good, hard hitting guy.
But just a guy who's probably been one of the most consistent guys in our draft class, not the most consistent.
Is he a top 100 player?
Definitely.
Who's this guy?
Dave is
okay. Yeah, but that would definitely be.
NFL.
I do like Chris Harris Jr. too. He's good in the slot. I definitely like that. Yeah, I definitely do like Bosa. Freaking beast right there. He actually lives up to his big contract, unlike what Sam Bradford did, always getting hired. And then when it comes to the Chiefs, if I had to say someone on the Chiefs, I have to say Eric Berry. His story is just so good. Such a good safety right there. I think he does definitely do a good job.
And guess what?
I'm not a Kelsey guy, to be honest. I just think that I think it's important that he's fast, but I think that's his only selling point as a tight end. And one thing about Kelsey is he's just he can be funny at times. I just think that when he's on the field, he's a little bit of a diva on the tight end position. Like I thought Gronk was a little bit of a diva, but now Kelsey's a big diva. And then we came to the AFC North. So for the Steelers, Juju Smith-Schuster, I think that guy's a beast right there. Definitely do like him because he reminds me of like one of my favorite players is absolute facts. Gronk is way better than Kelsey. Gronk can actually block and do everything. I have to say for the AFC North, Juju Smith-Schuster because he reminds me of Anquan Bolden a lot. That's why I like him. Really like
David Bakhtiari
and
sets the stage for Green Bay's playmakers.
Yeah, I'm not a big Kelsey guy either. Made a video on him, actually, almost a year ago, like I would say 10 months ago. Yeah, but AFC North, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Antoine Ball said that a billion times. All right. For the Ravens, I have to say, I'm going to have to pick.
No, we're done counting.
Shazier's a good one. He has a good story with Bell. That's fine. If I have to say someone on the Ravens, I would say Marshall Yanda. I was going to say C.J. Mosley because he's a great pass coverage linebacker. But I got to go with Yanda, man. Such a good guard out there. Such a big mauler. So tough. Absolutely respect him. And then without Yanda is if I had to pick someone on the Bengals, it used to be Andrew Whitworth, but he's gone so now. I'm not sure if Andre Smith's on there. If I had to pick one, I think it would be Kirkpatrick of the Bengals. Definitely a good player right there. I have to pick Kirkpatrick. Kind of underrated. I thought they did a good job going 3 corner beast. Not a huge AJ Green guy, not gonna lie, but people love the big, tall wide receivers that can jump up and get it. I just think that he's just kind of I'm just not super impressed with him. He's not one of my guys. And then when it comes to the Cleveland Browns,
He's real sneaky.
It used to be Joe Thomas, but obviously he's gone. So I mean, I guess I kind of like Carlos Hyde. I just like his running style, but obviously he's not a fantastic player. But I mean, like he has his moments here and there. But yeah, I would take Carlos Hyde for the Browns. And then AFC South, when it comes to the Houston Texans, Deshaun Watson, because Watson was the guy I ranked in the 2017 draft as the #1 ranked quarterback. I'm really happy they got with a nice quarterback coach right there. And he does really well. Like the Texans are completely different without the Houston Texans. Deshaun Watson right there. And then Indianapolis Colts. I would have to say I kind of do like Anthony Costanzo. He's a good tackle right there, one of the better ones. Clowney's a beast. Clowney is a beast, I would say. Very underrated. Like I think a lot of people thought he was going to bust and not pan out. Khalil Mack might have been better, but Clowney is a beast, so no disrespect to him. Still a good pick by the Texans. For the Jaguars, I'm going to have to go with Calais Campbell. Yeah, Quentin Nelson's good. Notre Dame, that'll be good.
Might get to play. Let's go,
yeah, but Quentin Nelson's a beast. He definitely has he's the least likely to bust, or one of the least likely to bust guys in the NFL. Ooh, Garoppolo, 90. That's interesting right there. He's definitely a good quarterback. I thought he was going to be a stud when I saw a couple of footage of it. I'm like, yeah.
In October of 2017,
he's great. Yeah, he's great.
49ers GM John Lynch rolled the dice. And
I really have to say,
for quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo.
I was on the Jaguars. Calais Campbell, big personality, really hits.
Tom Brady's former backup immediately changed the fortune.
Don't pick any Jags. I mean, they were good this year, I have to say, but I have to pick at least one guy from every team. I have to pick Calais Campbell right there. Good run stopper right there. He's better than McDaniels, so he's probably going to be higher on the list. There's going to be a couple Jaguars, which is going to be that's definitely going to be big. And then for the Tennessee Titans, I'm going to have to go with Delaney Walker, one of the most underrated tight ends in the league. He can pass, he can catch. He's a little bit up there in age. And believe it or not, some of you guys might know this, but he was on the 2012 49ers when they went to the Super Bowl. He was the backup of Vernon Davis. Now he's better than Vernon Davis. That puts that up there. Now finally the AFC East. So for the Dolphins, it used to be Jarvis Landry, but he's Gonzo right now. Actually, yeah, wait, scratch that. I like Jarvis Landry more than I like Carlos Hyde, so I'm going to put Jarvis Landry for the Browns. But for the Dolphins, I'm going to have to put in
the kind of state you
if I have to pick one, I have to say Cameron Wake. Definitely do like him. beast, very respectable. Dolphins definitely develop defensive linemen pretty darn well. Gotta give them props there. When it comes to the Bills, I really like Lorenzo Alexander. I believe he's still on the team. He's pretty underrated. He's very, very good.
Garoppolo's arm talent is.
Yeah, his yard per catch. He's not that fast, but yeah. Yeah, LaShawn McCoy has some style right there. Definitely one of the quickest running backs in the NFL. If there's a running back that Seattle desperately needs, that's a veteran, is McCoy. But obviously he's up there in age, so they're not going to go after him. So for the Bills, it's Lonzo Alexander, and then when it comes to the Jets, I have to say I like Tremaine Johnson, cornerback right there. I definitely do like him a lot because I think he's kind of underrated. The fact that he was kind of scapegoated out of, well, I wouldn't say scapegoat, but the fact that they replaced with Marcus Peters and whatnot. But low-key, the Jets do have a good cornerback core right here. It's actually low-key pretty darn good. And then when it comes to the Patriots, I would have to say Bray just has a lot of respect for what he does and just learning from him. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Vikings re-signed Newman. Yeah, that's crazy. That he's still playing. That's because Mike Zimmer and Newman are basically pros. And to be honest, like he's probably going to be their third corner, so he still has that veteran impact. Still stays in shape. Like some guys who are really fast early on in their career will either won't be the same past 30, or they will still be great past 30. It just depends whether they lose it or not. Terrence Newman still has a step in him. Yeah, but Garoppolo though, he's great right there.
Before striking it rich with a long-term contract in San Francisco, Garoppolo started at Eastern Illinois, where Tony Romo and Saints head coach also played quarterback.
It's funny that Tony Romo and Jimmy Garoppolo went to the same thing. That's what they did.
Spent time with Peyton in New Orleans.
Yeah, fair enough. Don't worry about it. We all have our biases. Wow, I think that's the top 100 right there. We just got through 190.
Attack of irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. But no matter where I run, I go for my best. So if there's something better than nothing, I'll go for that too.
NFL Top 100 starts right after the draft. That's insane. I forgot about that. So all that. But what do you guys think of the top 100 so far? Are there any like questionable ones? Or some ones right there?
Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding.
Last year was interesting.
May increase your bleeding risk.
I forget there's some. I forget Clay Matthews was rather high on the list. He should have been a little bit lower, like in the hundreds. Yeah, AP's just old now. That's the issue. He's still tough as hell, but I mean, it's interesting. I thought the Cowboys, the reason why they missed the playoffs this year, because obviously the Ezekiel Elliott suspension, but they didn't trade for Ajayi, who I'm not a big fan of, but they should at least trade for like Adrian Peterson and at least give somebody right there. And Adrian Peterson always wanted to be a Cowboy. Yeah. Landon Collins, that's the biggest one right there. I mean, we already discussed. I mean, we went over that one, but any for new viewers, Landon Collins, most well-rounded safety in the NFL. Him and Mike Malcolm James, love those guys to death.
There are some things you should understand before it's too late. Your car insurance coverage is one of them. Call Amica for a quote, and we'll work harder to explain your options. For example, what's the difference between single?
Are they going to have Snoop Dogg on the past next evaluation tour?
Call Amica now, or get a quote.
Do you think Marshawn Lynch is going to be on the list?
This is helpfulness.
I'm going to have to say no. He didn't have that stellar of a year, but that's because the Raiders' O-line wasn't that great. I mean, he had his moments, but I mean, he's really just supposed to be like a goal line guy, just a threat on the goal line. This is something interesting in because I really want to see Dak Prescott behind the lines and really evaluate it because I'm not a big Prescott guy.
They tackle it all.
Yeah, great minds think alike. Just to put that into perspective.
Steve Weissman here with this NFL Network Up to the Minute update.
Up to the minute.
Browns top pick Baker Mayfield has a new web series called Behind Baker. It takes you behind the scenes with Mayfield leading up to the draft.
Baker, this is
But
interesting.
it's Baker that will be behind two other quarterbacks, according to his coach. Hugh Jackson says that Tyrod Taylor will start for Cleveland, followed by veteran Drew Stanton on the depth chart. Jackson says Mayfield will have to earn the right to play for the Browns this year. Elsewhere, NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport says Jason Witten
The most top 100,
broadcast booth next season.
I'm going to have to say the Vikings.
He says the Cowboys
I would say the Vikings because they have a lot of talent, and maybe the Rams. I would say.
Didn't want to use a second-round pick in a potential trade.
I would definitely say NFC team. I think you kind of have to put the Patriots up there just because of their success. Yeah, I'm still in denial of that. I mean, it's just Baker's not. He can be a good quarterback. He's not a first overall pick. He's a bastard. He's bastardized basically from that.
The University of Miami has been represented 37 times, more than
University of Miami is good.
We're about to turn that hurricane up. It's category 6.
This year, there are only 2 former Hurricanes on the list. The first was voted number 89.
89.
I don't talk on Sundays, only on the field.
Jimmy Graham. Now this is an interesting one. Oh, also Steelers would be interesting. I don't think Juju Smith-Schuster is going to make it. If Doug Baldwin's on the list, I think Doug Baldwin's better than Juju Smith-Schuster as of right now.
2015, when Seattle was within 5 yards of the end zone.
Graham is an interesting one. I remember in 2015 he was in the conversation for one of the more overrated players in the NFL.
He doubled his targets.
He's a decent amount of receiving tight end. Too bad it didn't pan out with him in Seattle.
In 2017, Graham increased the goal line volume to 14 targets and 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, they brought him in for the goal line. If you remember, everyone remembers when they didn't run it with Lynch on the 49. Yeah, it's interesting. He should be more of a deep threat. The fact that the Packers pick him up is actually a good thing right there.
Yo, this is just perfectly executed. We game plan this up. Was looking that matchup.
Luke Wilson talking about his own teammate or former teammate.
And he made a nice twist.
Yeah, they put him in the slot. I thought that he did a lot better job when he wasn't lined up in a tight end, and he lined up more like as a wide receiver, which is what he was in the Saints. You remember the whole contract dispute what he had with the franchise tag, how he wanted to be paid as if he was a what's it called? As if he was a wide receiver based off the tag, because the receiver tag's much higher. Yeah.
The one guy that caught that touchdown. He used his
my title does says 91. I could try to fix it because I thought it was only going to be till 91.
Better have your angles right, great hand placement, and hope the quarterback go throw a great ball.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. Someone might misread it as 81.
This year,
participants, popular chat, Togger.
After he signed to play with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers.
Yeah. I don't think I can. I think I can rename the stream. I'll click on this. Good pass by Wilson right there. Just do chat.
Graham signed with Green Bay in the offseason, where the Lambeau Leap has become a Sunday staple.
They might go off top of the head. I don't know for sure. They might give them a list of names. Ooh, Aaron Rodgers is probably gonna be. He's definitely gonna be in the top 30 at least. The only reason he's not higher is because of his injuries, of course.
Is it Anik? I thought it was Yannick.
Does he have a nickname?
Does he have a middle name?
Ngake was a low-key good defenseman. I mean, the defensive line Aaron Rodgers 19. That's a good guess right there. Just because he's so good. Some people think he's the best quarterback in the NFL. Some people even think he's the GOAT. So put that in perspective. Yeah, but Jaguars D line is stacked. Fowler, Ramsey. Fowler, Campbell, Yannick right here. Yannick Ngakoue. He has a harder name to pronounce than Giannis Antetokounmpo. Can't pronounce the Greek freak's name. Yeah. The Jaguars defense was low-key good. They could have a lot of good top 100 players. They're definitely going to have Leonard Fournette and Ramsey. Darius is interesting. Darius is kind of a has-been, but I mean, he's still a name. Yeah. He was a beast this year.
Yannick and I have had a love-hate relationship. He has a move, he'll line up at a wide 9 and go straight at you. When you go to punch, he'll run at you and literally chop that hand down.
Yeah, Yannick's good.
He has a cross-reference move. Boy, and what a great pass rush move once again by Yannick Ngakoue. Just chops one.
And he's doing against some good left tackles here and there.
He doesn't look for knocking the ball out. Yannick Ngakoue comes in and tomahawks it out and bounces right up into the hands of Campbell.
But is there a play that says, like, this is me in a nutshell, this is what I do?
The Cleveland game.
Yannick Ngakoue forced a leading 6 fumbles in 2017.
I don't think Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas might have been playing. Is that Tom? Is that Joe Thomas? Telvin Smith, yeah, not as big. I'm not sure if AJ Boy's gonna make the list. He's not as a big name. That's the reason. Not saying he doesn't deserve it. It's because sometimes it's just he could what's it called? Just be a snub on the list. You could say Jimmy Graham was snubbed last year.
Being able to change the game, be able to get that ball out the quarterback's hand, better wins games in 4 play to be able to do that. That's pretty special.
That's exactly what number 91 did when the Jaguars upset the Steelers in the playoffs.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Which teams had the best draft? Which teams had the best draft?
In the next few years, when you talk about the top edge, you're going to have to talk about me.
You like the Raiders draft right there? Oh, of course, you'll find out when the season gets in who does the best draft. But I guess the Raiders. But if you had to pick one, who do you like the most so far? I know. So Raiders, that's an interesting one. Raiders drafted offensive lineman, low-key good. A lot of people thought they were taking corner. Yeah, New England had a New England. It's just I think drafting a quarterback 7th round, but it's just they drafted so many. It's just they went a lot big run game. They went into a lot of run game right there. I have to say though, Doc Dawson is a good cornerback for them, good substitute for Butler because the Patriots sucked against crossing routes last year. This guy's actually good against it, and he sometimes the wide receiver catch the ball, but he takes them down before the line. So they definitely need that. He's a tackler, but Isaiah Wynn's interesting, and they acquired Trent Brown, and then Sony Michel is a scat back. I think the reason why they did is because first rounders you're looking for starters unless it's quarterback.
Poor guy.
Yeah, Sony Michel. Sony Michel is interesting. He's not like your traditional running back. He's more of a scat back. So.
Pepsi's always had great taste.
Yeah, but just that running game though, because Brady, you know what I mean, great quarterback and all. He's just getting up there in age, so they're gonna do what John Elway did, and John Elway had Terrell Davis. Not saying Sony Michel is Terrell Davis, but he'll definitely be up there.
Hold on, Dad. Liberty did what?
Yeah, Liberty Mutual 24-hour roadside assistance.
Yeah, his comparison to Alvin Kamara for sure.
Dad says our insurance doesn't have that. Don't worry, I know what a lug wrench is, Dad.
I definitely think I like the Broncos draft. They got kind of lucky, but you kind of have to get lucky with this draft. I think Chubb and Sutton are two good pickups right there.
Outside looking in, saying, I don't think he can get this job.
He is sort of up there in age, but I mean, like, he's 70 years away, 8 years away from 30-something, and plus he's a scat back. Scat backs usually last a little bit longer in the NFL. If you're a third down back, you last a little bit longer than your bruising backs in the NFL. Unless if you're Frank Gore, but Frank Gore didn't always play like a bruising back. Like, I think Colts used him a lot as a scat. Old rookies could be interesting. So I'm guessing you don't like Hayden Hurst of the Ravens, 25 years old. Guessing you don't like that dude. Hurst is one of the picks I got right during the mock draft. Spot and everything too. Makes you want to vomit. Wow.
You're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, no wandering the car lot. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
I'm not ready to lose my hair. Not now. But I never thought there was a real solution. Now I use Keeps, the easiest way to keep my hair. And I can get my treatment without leaving the couch. Go to Keeps.com to learn more.
NFL Top 100, let's go. David Bakatari.
We've been doing this a long time. That's good. Good pitch. The eye's still good? Eyes? Yeah. What's those guys?
I thought he was talking to Marvin Lewis right there.
Football is a young man's game, so it's never easy getting old on the gridiron. The same is true on the top 100, where 77 players under the age of 30.
I think they did say there was a trophy, but I never saw that trophy.
There were, however, 23 players aged 30 or older who defied the odds and found a spot on the countdown. That minority of diehards includes the NFL's oldest starting offensive lineman.
He's so old.
It's not the Pro Bowl. It's not the All-Pro list. It's another way that my peers can kind of say this is how they value me as a player.
Andrew Whitworth. He's a good player right there. They probably did mention.
I was a little bit upset when he came into the NFC West. Now I have to play him twice a year.
Strong dude. This Whitworth guy is great at pass blocking.
Great block by Andrew Whitworth.
Which is what you need for a left tackle.
He's very hard to get around. He's a great player, for sure. Jared Goff had a tremendous year and even went to the playoffs, led by Andrew Whitworth.
For 11 years,
Andrew Whitworth, low-key, one of the most underrated guys in the NFL.
But in 2017, he traded in his.
He's also the reason why the Bengals haven't made the playoffs last season without him. Big deal right there. Losing that offensive talent.
What time of year or what day it is, baby. It's all for the same thing, baby. This group right here, we gotta go win this, baby. 7, 8 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
That was the main thing, his leadership that he brought, his experience. It was just all around, it was a really great pickup for us.
You saw what they did last year, and then this year, the whole offensive line basically come together and have some type of basic chemistry. And I think he was a big part of that.
Yeah, really good. Really helped Todd Gurley out there a lot. Todd Gurley had a rebounding year. Low-key, I made a great fantasy trade where my friend wanted to get rid of Todd Gurley. And the reason why I wanted him was because I saw him always facing against the Colts. The Colts don't have a great run D. So I was like, okay, I'll take a gamble on him. And it worked out well. And I traded like nothing for him, too. I think I traded like Tyrell Williams and Frank Gore. Yeah, absolutely nothing. And he ended up being a beast. So, and he was only like the 15th ranked running back in the NFL at that point. So he's like a mediocre second starter in a fantasy league, how he was projected, but he ended up being the best. And I'm so glad about that trade. He really knows how to move for a tackle, Andrew Whitworth. You need to be a little bit nimble, be a tackle.
Usually the older guys get
They don't necessarily finishing plays, running downfield. Guy that's like 34 years old doing that is pretty impressive. Wood does a good job of selling the run inside and then kind of Ewing up.
And give Andrew Whitworth a huge assist on this. In fact, give him 2 assists.
Yeah,
He blocks
2
2
blocks. And he pancaked the other.
Outside containment. Wood does a good job of getting on the guy and making him make a decision before the guys can get there.
Andrew Whitworth, his impact on this team has been profound. Really a key acquisition in the offseason.
I think the top 100s is something that it's definitely, I think fans, people in the media love to see and just kind of see who values who.
Which team is not going to have any players on the list? I think it's going to be the Browns. Not too difficult. They might get Myles Garrett might make it, but maybe the Browns. Maybe the Jets again, but I doubt the Jets. No, I don't think the Jets will. Yeah, Gordon played for the last quarter of the season.
They came in playing Dolphins. He tried to run from a tight split. He kind of ran a fade on Chris. Chris played it perfect.
Chris Harris Jr. is good coverage, and he makes the pick.
The defense needed a big play. He whipped his head around, intercepted the ball.
Look at the eyes, the concentration, the body control.
You see when it's time, like, man, we need to make a play. Chris made that play, man. It was huge.
Chris Harris is a really, really good slot corner. Muhammad Wilkerson has been a little bit disappointing with them, and now he's actually on the Packers. He reunited with the Jets' old defensive coordinator, who's now in Green Bay, Mike Pettine. I think Tremaine Johnson for the Jets would be interesting. I think he could make it.
Did a good job there.
He goes number 1, he goes number 2. His knowledge is through the roof when it comes to coverage.
If y'all see me come in motion like that, AJ Green, it's a pass.
He's going to give you 100% every time you play. So as a pass rusher, that's the guy that I want behind me.
Hey, this is the game. We got to change it, man. We got to change the game, man. Everybody touch the rock today, man. Let's come out to the full kick, man.
Sandra Ash.
He's just a battery, man. He's always charged up.
Hey, B, let's go.
He's like a little gnat, man. He just won't go away. He's always working, man. You can beat him off the line, but he catches up from you. He's always in your back pocket. He's a tough guy. He plays hard.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What if you bring AJ to the slot? Put hands on him. I been putting hands on AJ.
Robbie Anderson, he's arrested right now. He's been charged on 11 felonies or 9 felonies, something ridiculous. He's on trial right now.
Interceptions and passes defense. But look a little closer. Quarterbacks just don't throw at him all that much anymore.
Gosh, I wanted him to throw that third down.
He give up minimal touchdowns. He give up minimal yards, minimal catches.
He's going against Chris Harris Jr., who is, in my opinion, the best slot cover corner there is.
To do what he does year in, year out, he challenges every throw. He's competitive. The ultimate competitor back there. Now you got to respect that.
He always seems to stand up when the time is right, man.
That ball deflected, and Chris Harris Jr. with the pick. Let's go.
I'm proud of him. He's like my little brother, man. And
Jamal Adams is an interesting one. He didn't get a pick this year, but he did get a bunch of sacks, so that might get him on the list. And those are important.
Chris Harris Jr. is one of 23 players on this year's list to have won at least one Super Bowl. Next. The only player in NFL history who's ever been ejected from a Super Bowl is revealed at number 85.
Oh, is it Bobby Wagner? I think it's Bobby Wagner. I think this is Bobby Wagner for the next pick. I'm calling it. Bobby Wagner is a good pick. He can keep up with wide receivers. He's that fast. That linebacker.
Fantasy in the debuts and dives at the top 100 tomorrow at 70s.
Most people come to LA with big dreams. We came with big appetites.
With Expedia, you can book a flight, hotel, car, and activity all in one place. Everything you need to go.
Which players are going to get snubbed on the list? Which players are going to get snubbed? I want to hear your guys' opinions. I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say
fixing an air conditioner. There's Home Advisor.
Cameron Hayward of the Steelers. I don't know. That's not great.
Area to handle any kind of project. They have verified reviews of the pros, and they do background checks.
I'm gonna go with,
so you know you can trust them with your home. You can compare prices, book appointments, and what my wife loves most is that Home Advisor is completely free to use.
Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app.
With Kelley Blue Book, you don't have to be clear on the exact car you need. Just that it needs to fit all the kids, plus the dog. Or it needs to haul everything, and then some. No matter what you need your car for, we can be your guide. As the only resource with over 9 years of experience, our pricing tools and expert reviews can bring your next car into focus. Kelley Blue Book, your car guide.
I'm going to say...
Hey, I just wanted to...
Hey, there he is.
What are you looking at?
who the guys might get
result of
snubbed?
yesterday's constant contact email?
I think Jadeveon Clowney's going to get snubbed on the list. It's kind of a gamble. I think...
big results for your business.
Hey, guys. When are we going to look at the... Oh, I can't believe you guys.
I think Eric Berry will, because Eric Berry didn't play, so they might not put him on the list. I think Jordan Howard gets snubbed again. I think those are some snubs right there.
There have been plenty of memorable number 85s in NFL history.
Floats it into the end zone.
Ocho Cinco.
How do you stop 85?
Up next, the player voted number 85 on this year's countdown. But first, here's a look back at the last 5 players revealed.
People say, don't you know 85 in Spanish doesn't mean Ocho Cinco? I mean, people like that get a big child, please.
Reaching up, making the catch. Touchdown, Seahawks. Jimmy Graham.
Yannick Ngakoue coming out the end, one of the best young pass rushers in this game.
Great block by Andrew Whitworth on the edge.
Chris Harris is the prototypical corner that you want on your team.
Let's go.
And now the player who got the boot from Super Bowl 49.
Wagner, right?
Speed. He's very good at speed.
Or Irvin. Oh, Irvin. Bruce Irvin. I thought it was Wagner. Darn it, it was Bruce Irvin. I knew it was an ex-Seahawk. That's an interesting
Is
one.
there an offensive lineman, especially at the tackle position, that you just, man, you hate playing against? Yeah, I don't hate playing against anybody. You know, even coming out
Yeah, he
of
wasn't
college,
even ranked last year. That was interesting.
So you know he has that.
With the 15th pick, the Seattle Seahawks select Bruce Irvin, defensive end, West Virginia.
The fact that he's a mid-first rounder is mind-boggling at this point.
Bruce Irvin, who dropped out of high school, enrolled in Mount San Antonio Junior College before enrolling in West Virginia. There were multiple teams that had him as the top pass rusher in the entire draft. And there were other teams that said he had bust potential all over him and wouldn't touch him.
I wonder what bust potential they were talking about when Bruce Irvin.
First 4 seasons, the draft day doubts surrounding Bruce Irvin were quieter in Seattle.
Guy balled hard.
Bruce Irvin is coming alive.
They were put to bed in 2016 after he signed with the Raiders.
He also, I think he's learned a lot from Khalil and vice versa.
Still saying, man, playing football?
Brees on third down. Now
Fumbles the ball away. Bruce Irvin got him from behind. The Raiders have recovered it from it.
when Irvin's bearing down on you, you got to get rid of that ball.
I mean, I seen him in practice for 2 years. He gave me hell in practice, and finally got a chance to play him.
Geno Smith's the Charger now. That's interesting. What do you guys think Khalil Mack's going to get? He's going to be top 10 easily. Who's better, Khalil Mack or Von Miller?
Since 2016, no player in the NFL has forced more fumbles than Bruce Irvin, who has 10 in the last 2 years.
Y'all said we was about to get a turnover, too.
Irvin isn't the only feared pass rusher on the Raiders. He plays opposite Khalil Mack, who will appear later, much later, on this countdown.
Rivers back on third down, got hit and sacked. Bruce Irvin headed first. Khalil Mack will finish it off.
Well, there's Irvin coming off the edge. He's working
Line
on
9.
the tackle. Russell Okung, he just gets right underneath his shoulder pads and kind of walks him right down.
Russell Okung. That's right.
He's dope, man.
Khalil.
And the crazy thing is, you don't really talk about him too much because that other beast you got, on the other side. He makes his plays, man.
Oh, I already said I wouldn't. I don't say who my favorite team is, but because I cover the entire NFL. I do have a favorite team. You could figure out if you watch some of my earlier stuff, but I try to keep that secretive because I don't want to give away my location or anything like that. But my favorite players from I named a bunch of them. It's a little bit early on the stream, but if I could go by them as quickly as I can. AFC West. Okay, let's start with AFC West. All right, Chargers, Boza. Broncos, Von Miller, to be specific. Or whatever. Raiders, Carr. I would have to say, what's the other team I'm missing? Chiefs, Barry, because of the story. And then I would say AFC, for the AFC North, Steelers, Juju Smith-Schuster. Bengals. What did I say for the Bengals? Oh, Dry Kirkpatrick. Browns, Jarvis Landry. Ravens, Marshall Yanda. AFC East, Bills, Lorenzo Alexander. Dolphins, Cameron Wake. And Jets, Tremaine Johnson. Patriots, Brady. Yeah, Jimmy G at 90's not bad. AFC South, Colts, Anthony Costanzo, Texans, Watson. I would have to say Jaguars, Calais Campbell. Titans, Delaney Walker. Then NFC North, I would say for the Packers, it was Martinez, their middle linebacker, who led the team in tackles. Bears, Jordan Howard. Vikings, Xavier Rhodes. Lions, Darius Slay. NFC South, I would say Robert Alford of the Atlanta Falcons. Cam Jordan of the Saints. For the Buccaneers, Joe McCoy. And then for the Panthers, I'm going to have to say Greg Olsen. NFC West, I would say for the Seahawks, Baldwin. For the Niners, Sherman. For the Rams, I think I said Talib, yeah. Saints for your team, yeah. They had a good season this year. Made it back again. And then Cardinals, Fitzgerald. Can't go wrong with Fitzgerald. And then NFC East, Giants, Collins, Landon Collins. He made the list. And then Eagles, Jenkins, Malcolm Jenkins. And then Redskins. Who did I say for the Redskins? I'm blanking on them right now. I think I said who did I say on the Redskins? I'm blanking on them right now. Oh, DJ Swearinger. That's it. And then for the Cowboys, Tyrone Smith. Yeah, well, only played 3 games last year. 35 is insane. Who's your favorite? Yeah, I mean, this is interesting.
Or can't play for other reasons. They make the list. They deserve to be on the list because the players the ones that decide. If the players said it, let it be so.
Mob rule right there by Mike Daniels.
Finally back on his feet after a season-ending leg injury, J.J. Watt has begun his quest to reclaim.
I have to say, people who are the most freakish athletes are the most prone to get injured, it feels like at times.
Up next, the heaviest defensive player on this year's countdown is revealed at number 83.
Hey, you lost weight from last year. What's up, boy?
He was on the wrong side of controversy.
Everybody was signed last night. I think we're about to get screwed.
Quarterback is going forward.
Then struggled in his new home.
Had no clue how I got there. I think I was looking for a way out.
Until he brought glory back to Green Bay.
The title is back in town.
Where do you get
cemented his Hall of Fame legacy?
Yeah, Alvin Kamara is good. They compared Sony Michel to him. Alvin Kamara is like he's a nice player. I mean, I really like their duo right there. Really having him on the team, having that third down receiving back, so important for the Saints because before they made the last time they made the playoffs was 2013. They had Darren Sproles. Then they got rid of him. Just never made it out the same without Darren Sproles. Having that scat back right there is so important in Sean Payton's system.
It's the 2 for $6 mixer match too. Now with a new spicy crispy chicken, only a burger. Pepsi's always had great taste.
I'm not gonna lie. I could go for a Whopper right now. I'm pretty hungry.
Great taste with zero sugar. This is the Pepsi with zero compromises. This is Pepsi Zero Sugar.
At T-Mobile, we don't just see uniforms. We see the people behind them. So we're committed to helping veterans through job training when their service ends, and to hiring 10,000 veterans and military spouses to be part of our workforce in the next 5 years. Because no matter where you serve, or when you served, T-Mobile stands ready to serve you. So we provide half off on all family lines for military.
We had long deployments in Iraq. Really grateful that USA was able to take care of my family while I was overseas.
I think it's going to be Brady going #1 because he was the MVP this year. I think you're going to have to put him there. And I don't see another player usurping him. I feel like if Carson Wentz stayed healthy, he would have been #1, but unfortunately he didn't.
USA members for life. See how much you could save with USAA by bundling your auto and home insurance. Get a quote today.
So you want to try slinging with us? Oh.
Yes.
With Sling, we can watch all the live TV shows we love.
With no long-term contracts or high monthly bills.
Oh, Sling. I thought you meant, what are you doing?
Start slinging for $20 a month. Try your first 7 days free.
Yeah, most likely. I'm looking for the other guys in the top. Where's Carson Wentz going to go? I think he's easily going to be top 20. I think I'm going to say top 10.
The team responsible for last season's greatest play is also tied with the Rams for the most players on this year's top 100. Now at number 83, a Vikings defender who had a front row seat for the Minneapolis Miracle.
Top 100. Is Limbaugh in there?
Limbaugh should he be?
I think so. Limbaugh.
They said it was the heaviest player. If Diggs is their heaviest player, that would be interesting. But it's someone else.
I've never seen somebody be able to.
That was a rough. That was an interesting moment. I actually missed that game. I was on a train that day, and then someone showing the highlight. I'm like, that's insane. Yeah, I was traveling that day. Yeah. Linville Joseph. Yeah, this guy's good.
First of all, he's humongous. Like, he is a large human being.
Hey, it's Brian Robeson. Our next one.
Just flat out large.
You need about 3 people to move him.
Ty Montgomery gets the call on the delay and runs right into Linval Joseph again.
Yeah, he runs the one tech. Got like a nose guard.
Established himself as one of the NFL's premier run stoppers. This is his second appearance on the top 100.
Linval Joseph had a head of steam, and that had to hurt him.
The defensive tackle provides the Vikings' interior defense with a nearly immovable package of size, strength, and leverage.
Yeah. Linville Joseph is like the closest thing that we have to Vince Wilfork, I would say.
You definitely want some help.
Even a double team is sometimes not enough for Minnesota's run-stuffing tackle.
That's one strong, stout player. You need 2 or 3 bodies.
That's Green Bay's old line too. That's not Scrubs.
I can't move myself, and let alone a double team. But he was one of them.
Hey, big dog, they can't block your big ass. They can't block your big ass. Well, I'll be scared if I don't line
Caleb Campbell, Marquise County, Jordy Nelson.
And as big as he is, he actually has great lateral quickness.
Alex Collins against the call. Play strung out to the left. Linval Joseph paid him up at the 40. Linval Joseph.
Yo, who's going to the Super Bowl this year? What do you guys think? Specifically NFC. Who's making it to the Super Bowl in the NFC?
He's going to take the chance and get it back 5 yards in the backfield. Plays disruptive.
And he's sacked back at the 21-yard line. And he's sacked by Linval Joseph.
This is Linval Joseph. So
Patriots Rams. So that's a rematch right there. Yeah. Yeah, I was just checking right there. Yeah, but Patriots Rams would be an interesting one. Yeah, because the Rams definitely did have a good offseason. The Patriots obviously go to the AFC. I think the Houston Texans might make it for the AFC. NFC, I'm thinking. I'm not sure if the Eagles will repeat, but it's hard not to say Vikings right now.
The most of any school on this year's list.
Yeah, well, the Eagles, they had a good season last year. I've never seen an underdog be a number 1 seed. Bigger underdog at number 1. Yeah, Saints wouldn't be bad. Niners could do it. I think the Niners might need a little bit more, but hey, you can't really judge teams on papers too much because that would be an interesting one. Garoppolo versus Brady.
I remember the day you asked.
That would be an interesting one.
So I said,
and also be Brady against his favorite former team or favorite team. When growing up, he was a Niners fan when growing up, I want to say.
There's another way. I'm proud of you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be a Jimmy Garoppolo. No, I am the master.
Pepsi's always had great taste. Today, try great taste with 0 sugar.
Yeah.
This is the Pepsi with 0
it was.
compromises. This is Pepsi 0 sugar.
For Ohio State. Ohio State. I'm going to he's my boy, too, so I always have to go with him.
Every touchdown. From every game. Touchdown Patriots, touchdown Baltimore. Relive all the excitement 1 week at a time. It's incredible. NFL Red Zone Replay, Sunday at 1 on NFL Network.
You love the look of exterior lighting, but lighting contractors cost a fortune. And wiring your own lights? Well, don't try that at home. You need Disc Lights by Bell & Howell, the portable, powerful, solar-powered LED outdoor lights that mount flat to the ground to create incredible cascades of light. Best of all, there's no wiring at all. Just press Disc Light flat to the ground, and you're done. Bell & Howell disc lights utilize light conversion technology that absorb the sun's energy in storage cells, where it's converted into solar-powered electricity. So when the sun goes down, disc lights come up for 10 full hours and turn off automatically in daylight. And now you can get this set of 4 Bell & Howell disc lights for just $19.95. But wait, order today and we'll even ship it to you free. But there's more. Order today and you can get a second set of 4 disc lights. Just pay a separate fee. So don't delay. Order your Bell & Howell disc lights today. Call now. Call 1-800-308.
If it's this year, that would be interesting. I think they might put him up there for tokenism just because of injuries. And then Kuechly's a beast. Kuechly's a monster out there, too. He put his heart out so much there for the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, Cam Newton's heart wasn't there in Super Bowl 50, unfortunately. For the Panthers, at least.
To make an NFL roster, let alone see the field.
I think I'm catching pneumonia.
But some turn in a freshman performance impressive enough that fellow players vote them onto the top 100.
Okay, man. Great year. You got it.
Now at number 82, the countdown's first rookie is revealed.
Oh, Lattimore. Okay.
You got to top 100 this year. Hopefully.
Marshawn Lattimore, right now, maybe the odds-on defensive rookie of the year.
No, just being a rookie and just getting respect around the league.
Yeah, corner is low-key.
If I top 100, then it means something to me.
Rookie of the year! Rookie of the year!
Yeah, the injury really hurt him. It also hurt the Steelers, too. They didn't have any answer to stop Leonard Fournette early on. against the Jaguars. So losing Shazier was huge. Now, when it comes to the Saints, I think the Saints, all they need is an upgrade at tight end and an upgrade at middle linebacker, and they should be good. They got that Davenport guy who's a beast. Yeah, that would be interesting. Lattimore. Yeah, Lattimore would be a nice pick. I mean, hopefully he – well, for Saints fans, they're hoping that he's like Tracy Porter 2.0.
Favorite play? You're probably, man, everybody loved the butt pick. I remember watching the Atlanta game when he had like the butt interception.
It's tipped up in the air and almost intercepted it, maybe. It came down in the back of the defender. It's Marshawn Lattimore. It is intercepted by Lattimore.
The butt interception. I think a lot of people want to see Lattimore a little bit higher.
When we talk about his ability to come away with those types of interceptions, I mean, he was living right.
The ball never hit the ground. It landed on him. The receiver hit him, and that was it just sat there. I've never seen that before.
The ball was just resting at his butt.
On his butt.
It's just a squeeze between the knees. It's the butt inception.
I think that's my favorite play here.
His favorite player to compete against? There are no buts about it.
I like the competition against Julio.
He throws an interception. This is going to Marshawn Lattimore.
This was against Julio Jones.
To line up across from guys like Julio Jones, you have to be supremely confident.
I just want to play against the best, man. Try to show everybody, you know, I'm right up there with him.
Lattimore made a name for himself helping the Saints defense go from 31st in points allowed in 2016 to 10th last year.
I mean, it'll be interesting. I think the Saints need. I think the Saints just need a tight end and middle linebacker. I thought they were going to go draft Rashawn Evans, but I don't think so. I think they did. Good. They didn't. They had a good draft though. I like Marcus Davenport. Antonio Brown for number one. That would be interesting. I would highly disagree with that, but that would be interesting. Even though Antonio Brown's a beast, but yeah. Yeah, Tre'Davious White would be interesting. Well, he's a decent player. He had a good season. Sometimes corners, like I think he might even have a better season next year with Sean McDermott, because Sean McDermott's a good defensive mind. I think that would definitely help them out. Yeah, I don't think Tre'Davious would make it then. I think he's a no-go.
In the 8-year history of the top 100, no position has been as represented as wide receiver.
He could have, yeah. Kind of asinine. I don't think he would deserve MVP in my opinion, but I mean, like, I did make a video why he would win it. And Antonio Brown's a beast. I'm not hating on the guy. Like, I think he's a great wide receiver. Like, I love how the Steelers use him, and he balls hard. So,
Find out who he is.
Yeah, he's a beast. So, yeah, and he showed up in the playoffs. So did Le'Veon Bell. He's pretty darn clutch. Him and Julio Jones, two best wide receivers, are clutch. The reason why Odell Beckham Jr. isn't up there is because Odell Beckham Jr. doesn't have the same clutchness right there.
Easy way to make nutritious meals every day. Just lock NutriSlicer to your counter to slice, chop, and grate with turbo control right into the dish, plate, or bowl. NutriSlicer is the best way to slice veggies for the ultimate low-calorie casserole. Chop mountains of cabbage for fat-free coleslaw. Chop tons of onions without shedding a tear. Or finely grate cauliflower, your favorite low-fat cheese, and veggies. The secret is NutriSlicer.
Oh, debate. Jones or AB? Jones or Antonio Brown? Who do you guys got?
Plus, you can be sure it's secure because of the revolutionary suction lock system that keeps it in place so all your slicing is safe. And because there are multi-blades in every drum, all it takes is one full turn to slice, chop, or grate up to 18 times faster. NutriSlicer makes family-sized chopped salads in no time. Easily slice zucchini noodles for delicious zoodles and meatballs. Quickly slices carrots, celery, and mushrooms for healthy homemade soups. Or makes scrumptious, fast, and friendly finger foods for the kids. Look, you'd have to take out a whole kitchen full of appliances just to make one apple pie. But why? when you can slice apples for the filling, chopped walnuts for topping, and grate cinnamon for the spice. And when you're all done, Nutri-Slicer just rinses clean. Why struggle to chop, slice, and grate and always have dinner late when you can get it all done deliciously fast, easy, and healthy with the Nutri-Slicer? Call or go online to get your complete Nutri-Slicer.
Do I think Julio wants out of Atlanta? The only reason why you would want out in Atlanta is so his statistics are better. How Atlanta uses him, they use him as a distraction, versus with Antonio Brown, they use him as like the go-to guy. I mean, not saying Jones is not their best wide receiver, because he clearly is. He's arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL. He's just he's used as a distraction, and they like to use it so they get the safety, double cover him, and that'll leave guys like Sanu open and stuff like that. I don't think he wants out of Atlanta, but if he does, it would be because of his numbers, if he wants better numbers. But he just went to a Super Bowl 2 years ago with them, was very close to it, had a great catch against them, had a pretty darn good game. It is kind of a weird situation, but I definitely think the Falcons need to upgrade at tight end. I think that's one thing to really help their offense out. I think they might have drafted a tight end. No, they drafted a wide receiver. Never mind. But Calvin Ridley with Julio Jones, it's going to be sick. I think Calvin Ridley is going to low-key have a 1,000-yard season. He'll be a nice fantasy grab, I would say, just because Julio gets double covered a lot. So you got to have to go with Calvin. And Calvin Ridley will play on the outside. Some people say he's going to be playing the slot. I think they're going to put Sanu in the slot because I think Sanu does returns, I believe. So they're going to put the return man in the slot because usually return men make good slot receivers because they want yards after catch and stuff like that.
This episode of the Top 100 of 2018 is almost over. Before we reveal the player voted number 81, here's a look at the players voted 90 to 82.
Right now, that's Andy. That's Andy. Garoppolo rolling. Into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers.
There's only maybe like 2 other tight ends like him in the league. He's always a threat.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna give you political answer. Killed a lot of dudes this year.
7 out on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Chris Harris Jr. has good coverage,
and he makes the pick. Chris Harris got a strip sack from behind. The Raiders take the ball back.
JJ can definitely get back to being JJ. You don't play that dominant and then just completely lose it.
Those are down. They can't block your big ass. Rookie of the year. Rookie of the year. Rookie of the year.
Let's see right here. Let's see who's up.
Keyshawn Johnson's nephew.
You know what? That was a crazy good catch by Mike.
Calvin Ridley ready to retire. Flamel. Yeah, but his stats were amazing with Shanahan. Yeah, his stats were great. I mean, the touchdown numbers weren't there. I think Shanahan has such a great offensive mind. Going from Shanahan to Sarkisian really didn't help the Falcons that much. Obviously, it hurt them. I think it hurt Matt Ryan, though, a lot more. And I'm not a big Matt Ryan guy at all. I think Matt Ryan, in his 2016 MVP and All-Pro, he was completely bastardized. Did not deserve that award. But good season. It was his best season.
When you watch him on tape, he pops out. Put the ball in his vicinity, and he catches the ball.
High throw. What a catch by Michael Thomas.
See what Mike did to that kid?
For a guy, Michael Thomas, I don't know how tall he is, but he doesn't look huge, super tall, but he looks very good. Julio Jones and Jimmy Garoppolo. I think that's possible. I think you would want to give that a shot.
Michael Thomas with those big, strong hands.
I mean, that would definitely hurt Matt Ryan because Matt Ryan has always played with great talent. I mean, sure, he has Calvin Ridley. Let's see how Calvin Ridley plans out. And he's one of my favorite players that came out of this draft. He's about 6'3". Yeah, he plays like he's 6'5" or 6'6".
I mean, not the fastest.
What's up, Holtz?
But, he's physical and you know how to get over. They always got to see him in practice.
You got to keep working your releases. You got to get violent with your hands now. You're going to see bump and run. You got to get violent with your hands.
Runs really good routes, very quick at the line of scrimmage.
That's just a nice job of using great hands. They're allowing Rose to put his hands all over Mike Thomas. Mike Thomas.
Yeah, but Michael Thomas, for a guy that's not super big, he feels like he has a press of like a guy that's 6'5", 220 pounds or something. I mean, he might be 220 pounds, maybe like 250. He's a beast.
Thomas quietly caught 104 passes last
I think
season.
I think the reason why Thomas is as high is because he has Drew Brees throwing to him, and a lot of people like Brees. I'm not a big, I mean, a lot of people like Brees. So I think you sometimes give and get. It's kind of like Edelman for the Patriots. Edelman's not always super high on the list. A lot of people think he should be higher, but you know what I mean. When you have Brady throwing him the ball, it's hard to beat.
His rookie year, he released off of me. We were in meetings.
Yeah, he's very, very physical, which is nice. Good catch in traffic. It's hard to press on him.
It's about time. How good you want to be? Let's go!
On the next episode of the Top 100 Players of 2018.
Better not be Zach Ertz on the list. Well, if he makes the list, I won't be offended, but he's not that great.
The NFL's most electrifying wide receivers.
Gonna see a couple Eagles. I think you're destined to see a couple
as
Eagles.
Well as an original member of the Legion of Boom.
It's going to be weird seeing Sherman in a Niners uniform. Not a huge Prescott guy.
As the countdown of today's greatest players continues. The best in the game is voted on by the players themselves.
He's as good as they come.
The Top 100 Players of 2018. New episodes every Monday at 8, only on NFL Network.
Good Monday evening, everybody, and welcome to NFL Total Access. Lindsay and Dan here with you for the next 2 hours. And now that the draft is wrapped up, the post-draft questions.
Yeah, who nailed it?
All right, guys. So,
and how excited is Casey Hayward about
Alshon Jeffrey's really darn good, though. He's a little bit taller than Michael Thomas. I would say Michael Thomas had a better 2016, but Jeffrey, though, was a beast. So he went from 2 different quarterbacks. He had a great Super Bowl. I think that's going to carry a little bit more. I would say Alshon Jeffrey's playoffs in general will carry a little bit more, but it's going to be interesting. But that's it for the NFL Top 100, guys. Anything wrap up? Anything after the conclusion? But thank you guys for showing up. Really helps the channel out. Hopefully, if you aren't subscribed already, I'm pretty sure you guys are already subscribed, but if you aren't subscribed already, please do so and all of that. And yeah, that's awesome, guys. So that'll be great. And it's going to be interesting not to see Jason Witten in a Cowboys uniform. I want to see his commentary skills. Usually Cowboys make good commentators just because they have that charisma. So, all right, guys. See you guys next time. Peace.